Schlubs TV proudly presents another edition of the Themed Announcers Invitational non-tournament, TAINT. This is Bama here again with you, and we are back with the return of the QUICKIE Speed Challenge with teams. We've got a Schlub war on our hands, featuring the team of OG Schlubs taking on the Schlubhouse Mafia. Here's how this is going to work. We got 16 players, 8 per side. Those 8 will play in a quarterfinal match here, all the same setup. Top 3 times per team will go to the semis. The 3 semifinal players will play a match. And the winners there will meet in the final. So one from each side. Timer starts when the players can control their golfer, finishes when the final putt falls. We got 15-second bonus for any holdout, 5-second for a great shot, and plus 15 for a drop shot. The OG Schlubs have Jason Harrell, BubGolf, and Phil Rumley, and representing the Schlubhouse Mafia is Ruben Tugg and our defending champion, Jeff Watson, who will start us off. The Schlubhouse Mafia folks are playing on Elkhorn Front. So Jeff is here off first on 1. Torpedo down the fairway. If you remember Jeff last time, pretty much just put everything real close to the hole. Had a couple of GSPs and ended up beating BubGolf and Joe Mama. So we decided to bump it up a notch and add some players, had some more interest. So Jeff is clean through 1, going to 2. Again, not really wasting a whole lot of time trying to line it up. Gets it on the green, makes his putt, and he's off the 3 at 50 seconds thereabouts. The OG team will be taking on Mayfield Front when they come up. So BubGolf and Phil Rumley will be the first 2 to attack that setup. Jeff here in for his birdie. So we're off to 4. First real tough hold, depending on where the pin is. If it's on the far left, it'll be a little bit more difficult shot. This is on the far right, so it shouldn't be too hard. However, do take into account that these players are trying to play as fast as possible. So miss swipes, miss judges of the math, like that right there, could leave you way out of position. That's a 93-foot putt, which he misses low. So that's going to incur a 15-second penalty for missing GT par. So off to 5. Not the most difficult look, but it's real easy to blow this well past the hole. See Jeff taking a little bit off and leaves about 30 feet short there, 31 feet in for eagle. On to the par 3 6th. Again, 5 wood jab. A little bit of a wonky swipe there, but on the green, should be safely in. And he is. Looking at 2:17 on the clock as he goes into the par 5-7. This is going to be a long look. And he just gets up there enough. I think he should have a shot there for 2, and he does. He's got to avoid the trees, which undoubtedly he did. He must have clipped something. I didn't catch his percentage. Maybe he didn't pull it back all the way. Not sure. But another 15-second penalty. So that's 2 penalties so far. So that's 30 seconds. That could be costly when it comes down to seeing who's in the top 3. 8 here, pretty simple look. Again, just getting over the mountain. And that looks good. So it should be a easy eagle, which it is. And 9. A lot of wind here to play with on the right, but should be okay. 92%. Almost too deep, but left it under the hole about 40 foot there, in for birdie. 323.61, but he did incur those 30 seconds of penalties, so that's going to be 353.61. All right, Ruben Tugg here, or Ruben Tugg, if that's how you want to say it. Sean Trimmer, another one of our Clubhouse participants. Into the fairway on 1, not even putting the ball on it, just getting out there again as quickly as possible. He is going to try to make it. Let's see if we can at least get that bonus for taking a little extra time here. Got it back 45%, just to the left. Gets his birdie and get on to 2. And then we saw Jeff play this just a moment ago. Played it way out to the left to take any danger out of it. A lot of the speed challenge has to do with, how quick can you get through your clubs? How quick can you get your shot off and on its way? There's a lot of time wasted in that from some guys. But if you can roll through those clubs fast, get the ball you want, line up quick, and you can make really good time on some of these courses. All right, off to 3. He did eagle 2. Taking the 7 wood here. Looks like it's going to be a pretty good line with that wind. Oh, blow off on the swipe. But does get GSP, so it's going to be a 5-second bonus. Like last time we discussed this, it's 2 to 3 seconds for the graphic to pop up and go away, maybe 4 seconds. So it's not like it's a huge bonus, but we had to give something for making a good shot. So 5 seconds seemed to be the number to put, so that's what we ended up with. Here on 4, a little bit further out to the right. So he has kind of a clear look here. Jeff had a little bit of a curve issue on his shot, but way too much on it and play it a little bit too fast. Looks like Sean here's going to be off the green. He could probably putt that, but is going to go with a sniper chipper. I'm sure it's been well documented how a lot of people hate the sniper chipper when there's no danger behind, but it does make it easier for guys who have a problem judging the slope of the greens. All right, here we are back on 5. He's going to try to judge the wind. Did not tee it up. That looks like it's a pretty good line. And just misses to the left, but we'll get more GSP. 18,000. Does get that 5-second bonus. But 2 really good shots on 3 and 5 so far for Mr. Tugg. Here we are on 6, taking a sniper at it. Another good line and just deep as well. So Sean all over the hole. 3 GSP shots in 6 holes. But he is a little bit behind on time in comparison to what Jeff was. Jeff was playing faster, but he also played a little bit more loose, obviously, with his 2 penalties. So let's see how Sean finishes up here. That's going to be a tough look from there. Didn't quite get it out far enough from the fairway. Rolls back down. I guess best choice here is just going to be the layup, which he tried the driver and clipped the hill. Does stay up, so he does have a chance still to save his eagle. But playing it fast, that left one, that wind, put a little hook on it. Doesn't carry the 15-second penalty, unfortunately. So all those good GSP shots wiped away and one unfortunate break on 7. So he's over 4 minutes now, going to 8. So it's already past Jeff's time, even with the bonuses. Again, now he's trying to look into getting into the top 3 to make the semifinals. A little deep. That should be a chip. Going to go with the jab this time with no danger behind. Does make it. All right, 425 going into 9. Again, we saw Jeff just about go deep here. Did just stay on, had about a 40-foot putt. Looks like a similar line, a little bit shorter putt here for Sean. And he's in for the time of 443.69 with a 0 net bonus. So through our first 2, there's J-Dub, there's Ruben Tugg, whoever you want to say it. And now we bring up the OG schlubs. First to bat, BubGolf, Jason Harrell. Again, they are on. They're all 8 of these gentlemen are playing Mayfield front. Figured playing the same front with 16 golfers would be pretty boring. So each team got their own 9 to play. Here's Jason going with the stinger, leaves it short. Should be a pretty easy tap in, and he is. So he's through 1. No problems. Here on 2, players usually play right around that tree line between the road and the water. Taking a jab right at that tree. It should be safe. Probably going to be a sniper look here, I would think, with that pin being tucked. No, going to be a grabber. Big stick grabber. Hops over the cup. About a 20-foot putt, probably. No issue. We're off to 3. Still GT par. All right. It's like a pretty straight stinger look here. A little bit of wind to deal with, and that little bit of slope also. Bub leaves it just a little short. That's never been said before. All right, 120 through 3, so pretty decent time. Going with a 3-wood jab here over the tree line. That's nice and safe. Good shot. 30-foot putt. Got it. And we're off to 5. Normally 5 is just a drive down here to the end of the fairway, and either going to be a stinker if it's a front pin or a jab look on the back. And it looks like it's going to be a back, so it should be a high loft wood, which he's going to play a 7-wood here. A little wonky swipe. Just misses on the right and stays on. So playing through 5 is Bub. Here we go on to 6. Looks like a front pin, so it's going to be a sniper or a orbit. He's going to play the orbit. Plays it way out to the left. That's a good shot. 10 feet so. Easy work. On to 7. Usually the only trouble holes on Mayfield are 7, 8, 9, depending on the look on 7, but 8's almost always a rough look, and then 9 can be depending on where the pin is. But this looks pretty juicy. You can see now the swipes a little bit. I don't know if he's trying to swipe a little off to the right, but again, when you're trying to play fast, sometimes the swipe's not perfect. So not the worst look on 8. Should be able to drive it down. He's going to lay up. Maniacs would probably get there. Let's see if we can make this chip, though. Going with the chipper and the jab. Bingo. And he got GSP out of it. So 5-second bonus for GSP. That should help the cause. And off to 8. Still GT par. 8, moron. It's 9. Jesus Lord. Off to 9. Here is Bub in the fairway. Pretty good look here. Pins a little bit over those trees there, but high lofted should be no problem to get over it. He's clear with a grabber, simple putt, and Bub is in with a time of 3:47.11, and a minus 5 second for that GSP on 8 puts him at 3:42.11. Now, Phil Rumley, player name Phil Rumley. Hi, cheese. Is off on 1. All right. Phil is going to go high loft, not going to worry about the math. Just get it on the green and move on. That front pin is usually a tough one to make, so could be a good time saver there for Phil. All right. Doing a little bit of movement here with the jab off the tee, high loft driver. Again, aiming for that little strip of grass right there between that road and the water. All right, also going to take a grabber here on 2, just like Bub. That is well played, easy tap in. Let's see if he gets a little more aggressive here on 3 and goes for the hole out. And he is going to just go straight at it with a 9-iron. So saving time, not trying to line up. That's going to be GSP. Yes, 4,700, so that'll be a 5-second bonus. So as you can see, a couple ways to play. You can try to be aggressive and go for it if you know how to line up your shot quick and do the clicks. Otherwise, it may be beneficial for you just to lob it up there and get that GSP or get close and make a quick putt and move on. 3-wood over the trees just like Bub. And he is through 4 in 1:30. So pretty good time so far. Jab out to the fairway. Phil is the king of the jabs. Jabs off tees, jabs on approaches. He'd probably jab his own putt if he could. Taking the 7-wood. Gonna be a little left and outside GSP range, 7 feet. On to 6. I expect a sniper here, and that's what we're gonna get from Phil, looks like. That is on a good line, and GSP, 14,500, another 5-second bonus. That's 10 so far. And we're sitting at about 215 there through 6. On to 7. Phil gonna go with this middle section of rough here. Should give him a clear look here. Is gonna go with the fun ball. He's away here, a little off on the swipe. Should be an easy putt. All right, 247, moving to 8. Just remember that Bub laid up here. Let's see if Phil gets a little more aggressive and goes for the green. He is going to go with the Maniacs, and he pushes into the trees. It'll be a tough chip here to save that GT par and not lose those bonuses. Taking the Ranger chipper and pushes it left. That's going to be a 15-second penalty. So we're at 320 plus the penalty currently, which is a net 5 as of right now, net plus 5. Let's see if we can get aggressive here and get this close to the hole. I wouldn't expect a fun ball, probably a grabber. Yep, going to be a grabber here with a 4-wood. See if we can at least get that net bonus back to 0. It's a great shot, but not great enough to get points. So that puts him at just over Bub's time at 347.36, whereas Bub had a -5. Phil's got a +5. So they're about 10 seconds apart now. I think both of them should have a good chance to make the top 3, but we'll see. Quarterfinal 2 coming soon. Maj 13 Rumley cycle for the Mafia, and Mikey Moats with Russ Lyons for the OG Slubs. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Slubs TV and all the videos. We'll see you guys soon.